Today, I'm here to talk about anger in the atheist community. I'm licensed professional counselor Christy Powell with the Atheist Community of Austin, and we challenge religion from an atheist perspective through live calls, debates, and education in an open and inclusive environment. Whether you're new to the atheist community, curious and questioning, or have always been with us, you're likely aware of some fair and maybe not so fair stereotypes, like the angry atheist phase that many of us go through as and after we begin to deconstruct our faith. I think it's important to begin by acknowledging that one, this is not at all universal. This is not necessary, but also, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's start by looking a little at anger itself. Marshall Rosenberg, the American psychologist and creator of nonviolent communication, describes anger as the distortion of an unmet need. Effectively, anger becomes an alarm that goes off when one of our needs hasn't been met or has slowly or suddenly dipped down to a critical level. This could be a careless driver interfering with our need for safety, an idiot in front of us in line disrupting our need for consideration, an intimate partner failing to meet our need to be seen and understood, or even a child interrupting our need for space, rest, or respect. It can also be the revelation that an institution has violated our needs for growth, integrity, or choice. In psychology, when we talk about our needs, it's less about a dichotomy between what we just kind of want and what we absolutely need. It's more about what sorts of things we rely on and in what amounts to be our best, our most self actualized selves. You can live without perfectly, fully realized independence or self expression. In fact, most of us do, but you aren't reaching your full potential until each of your subjective and objective needs are well accounted for. The good news is that we're fucking adults and we're used to not having all of our needs met. My need for humor, joy, expression, or companionship may be best met by staying up late with my fiance and watching TV, but my need for rest and sleep may require me to go to bed on time. These little trade offs are just part of life, and part of being an adult is working wise mindedly to find balance and overall satisfaction of as many of these needs as possible. Anger comes in to alert us to the fact that one of those needs isn't being met and has reached a critical level. So, what do atheists have to be angry about? Well, intentionally or unintentionally, we feel like we've been lied to, and our need for authenticity has been violated. We realize that our need for discovery, for inclusion, for freedom or expression have all been restrained or confined for really no good reason. Our need for safety used to be met by the idea that we were protected by an all powerful God, and the realization that we can't really rely on that can leave us angry and afraid. Our sense of purpose, of contribution, or participation has been broken. If anger is an alarm bell that lets us know that these needs aren't being met, it can sometimes sound like this incredibly loud klaxon that clouds our thoughts and makes it hard for us to focus. Finding peace and harmony requires us not only to become aware of that need, but to work towards meeting it. We describe anger as a distortion of that unmet need and can certainly work to better understand our problems and approach them more effectively and wisely. But it's important to remember that anger is here for a reason. Often, anger alerts us and then fades away as we address an issue. But when an issue can't be addressed or a need can't be met, it keeps us focused and motivates us to not give up. I don't think of myself as an angry person, but when I read the news of religious fundamentalism encroaching on our bodily autonomy or interfering with the safety of the queer community or restricting the learning of our society, it makes me mad. And that's not just okay. It's not just some evolutionary holdover. That's the juice that gets me to volunteer, to donate, to vote, to protest, to participate in the meeting of those needs, not just for myself, but for my community. Anger, when well targeted and kindly held, is a driving force behind our compassion for ourselves and for others. If you are struggling with anger after your deconversion, consider what that anger is motivating you towards, what need it's looking to meet. Is it possible to minister to that need or to stop holding on to caustic or painful emotions? You can find support by being in community, by sharing these experiences with like minded people and folks who have gone through it themselves, and by working with a trained professional. You can find a lot of these types of resources through organizations like Recovering from Religion or the Reclamation Collective, where there are support groups and trained clinicians eager to help.